Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. This time I'm going to be doing the classic, well, I'm trying to do the classic, uh, Night of the Living Dead movie series. And of course, I'm talking about the three original films. I'm not talking about the other ones, like Night of the Dead or the remakes. I'm talking about the original three films. Excuse me, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. And the original one came out 45 years ago in 1968, and it was kind of like a novel movie at the time because it was really a novelty to have a black person as the lead or the hero of the film, and which it was in 1968 because it was very rare to have a hero as a black man as a hero in 1968, and that's what that's what he had. And of course, Night of the Living Dead is the classic horror zombie film. And I'm taking the glasses off because I'm getting glare here. In 1968, they had not too many black. Except for Sidney Poitier, you didn't have all that many actors who were black who was the hero of a movie, particularly a horror film. And this bucked the trend because usually it became a joke later on in screen films that the black guy or black woman always gets it first. In this case, the black guy got it. I know, spoiler, because you don't see the movie, got it last. For those who never saw the movie, Night of the Living Dead starts off as you don't really know exactly what exactly is going on in the film, because you have two people who was a brother and sister going to a cemetery near Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden, as they're placing a wreath on their father's grave, they all of a sudden get attacked by this guy who was walking in the film, and they were never really identified as a zombie. It's just that some random guy attacking people and attacking these two people in the cemetery, and the brother gets killed, and the woman who was played by, I forgot, like Judith or Day, I think, played Barbara. And of course, just before the attack, you had a classic line you have in every horror film: "They're coming to get you, Barbara." That was the classic line or tagline for this film. So throughout the movie, Barbara runs to this abandoned farmhouse, and she finds the woman who owns the house dead, apparently eaten by the zombies, but you never really see that. And not too long after she got there, this guy Ben, who was, like I say, the black guy in the film, came in and starts to barricade the house and tries to talk to her, but she was like so stunned she apparently said very, very little throughout the rest of the movie for some reason. And she was like stunned or shocked that her brother was killed, even though she was denying it, that her brother was killed. And what Ben does is he decides to barricade the whole house, and goes upstairs to dispose of the body of the woman who owns the house. Before the people who were down in the basement, they come up, and then they found her, and they said, don't shoot, because Ben found a gun in the house, and really they're trying to get together, but it's one guy named Mr. Cooper, and he was like a jerk in the movie. He doesn't want to do it, but hide in the basement, and that's it. Just hide down there, and that's the end of it. Ben says, "Look, we have to stay up here. We have a better chance to survive." But meanwhile, of course, everyone else throughout the course of the movie, gets killed, and he survives. He lives for the moment, and then of course people who decide to help like as they end up getting to the farmhouse, and Ben dies at the end of the movie. And if you only got to turn into a zombie, but you find out who dies. But unfortunately, the one who you see in the first film and the beginning of the movie, Barbara, she, for some reason, you don't actually see her, die. You do see her get captured by the zombies, and her brother does turn into a zombie, and grabs her and takes her out of the farmhouse, and then that's it. You don't see what really happened to her. All the other characters, you did. But that's, Night of the Living Dead, and it was like really the last movie that was like a big hit in drive-ins, because it was a hit in the drive-in theaters, and because the drive-ins were starting to die out by the end of the 60s, because people wanted to go to an air-conditioned movie theater, then spend money, and essentially was a makeout joint. So a movie like Night of the Living Dead became a real big hit because most movie air-conditioned movie theaters wouldn't book it, and it became a cult classic because a lot of the drivers at that time were trying to survive, trying to show that there's B movies and science fiction films, and then eventually turned to X-ray movies, and then of course there's no more drivers. Well, that's Night of the Living Dead came in 1968, and you can see not only the original black and white version, but there's also a colorized version on YouTube. Then about 10 years later, 1978, there came a second movie called Dawn of the Dead, which is more of a gore fest. Well, the other two films, Dawn of the Dead was more of a gore fest than Night of the Dead was, because they build up the gore to the end of the movie, when the zombies attack the farmhouse and they come in. But none of the other two films, so it was completely a gore fest. The second one was Dawn of the Dead, which happened to be like a former police officer and a couple of other like a news photographer and a helicopter pilot. So like two guys from the local SWAT team, the police team, joined up with the police, with a helicopter pilot and the news reporter. And essentially it's about 4 or 5 guys. Actually, I think it was like 4 guys and 1 woman, and they happened to find refuge in this shopping mall, and they happened to kill off just about every zombie, or most of the zombies in the shopping mall, and they hide out. And anytime when they need supplies to go to one of the stores, they get hunting gear to hunt the zombies in case the zombies attack, or they need clothes or food to go and find the food court. And then everything pretty much goes okay because they close the gates, the iron gates, so the zombies couldn't get in. And they knew they were in there, so they were trying to bang down the gates and break down the doors to get in. And everything's going as okay as it could, until this biker gang comes in, breaks into the mall, and then of course that's where the zombies in. And the helicopter pilot or the cameraman or something gets killed by the zombies, and he has a great zombie walk, which is generally considered the best zombie walk there is. And then only two survived. The woman survived, and the black guy. And I like Night of the Living Dead. People actually lived in this one, survived in the end of this one, and they just flew away. And they had to get into a helicopter, and they just flew away, and they landed somewhere. I forgot where they landed to in the end of the film. They only saw it once, and there was Dawn of the Dead. Day of the Dead was like the last one of the original trilogy. Starts off as like an underground bunker, and there was a woman and 2 guys, a helicopter pilot and someone else, another guy, who freaks out because they were up. They haven't had any sleep because they're fighting the zombies. and they get to this underground base, and they meet up with this group of commandos who are in this bunker, and they have a scientist, they have a doctor there, who says, "Hey, we have to try to make these zombies more, desensitize these zombies, try to make them more like humans and more humanized." And meanwhile, they find out that that wasn't really the case, and the zombies started attacking in the end of the film. And the leader, who was like a real jerk, decides to, he gets killed by the zombies, and the original three people who just went at the beginning of Day of the Dead, they get back on the helicopter and they fly to a deserted island, and then it was just the three of them in the helicopter, and which is out of gas at that point. And so they have to stay on the island and for the rest of their lives, and that's it. That's how Dawn of the Dead was. So that was my. I know I went fast throughout these movies, but the best one out of the three was Night of the Living Dead. And even though George Romero redefined the genre, because before then all zombie movies were, they had these voodoo guys in Haiti and those Caribbean countries who believe in zombies and all the superstition type stuff. And George Romero came in 1960 and redefined this, because before then they had all these zombie leaders or these voodoo guys who takes away people's souls and then walk around, like mindless, soulless people. And George Romero changed that by actually having them be dead, or dead people rise from the graves and to attack people and to eat their brains, and that's why every zombie movie since then has done that. Either people who were affected by radiation or some way that became zombies. And that's what created the whole zombie thing anyway, because in the first film, people said, "Oh, how do people come back from the dead?" In the zombie films, or the George Romero films, and it's because of this, and explained in Night of the Living Dead that it was like this Venus probe came back from Venus and was carrying radiation, so NASA destroyed it, but pieces of the probe and the radiation came down and started affecting people, first in the United States and eventually around the world, that if you die, you come back to life as a zombie. And it also explains how you kill a zombie, which of course in the previous zombie films, you didn't really see how you could kill one. And of course in Night of the Living Dead, you shoot him in the head, or shoot him in the brain, or club him in the head, or stop the zombies. And so that's what became zombies a popular movie monster. Because before then, zombies were like kind of like the joke of the monster movies, and it was true, because naturally, because you had Dracula, you had Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Mummy, and it was from books, and we all know the particular stories. And for zombies, it's not really involved in the definitive book. And I'll get more into it when maybe eventually we'll do a review on the very first zombie film, which is White Zombie. Contrary to popular fact, this was not the George Romero movie. The Night of the Living Dead was not the first zombie film. It was just the first film that redefined the genre of zombie films, and which is unbelievable to think that people now think that Romero played a zombie film. He didn't. As much as I like Night of the Living Dead, it's not the first zombie film. and I didn't get to see it till I was about maybe almost 30. But when in my 20s, when Channel 13 here in New York City aired Night of the Living Dead, and then Channel 21 WLIW in New York City area broadcast it. It was usually around October and then Halloween, like the week before, 2 weeks before Halloween. They would show it, and then they would show the original film Little Shop of Horrors, also around in October. But for the last couple of years, last few years, they haven't really done that. And 4 years ago on Halloween, actually, when I came on Saturday, they showed 6 movies. On Channel 13 they showed 6 movies on Halloween night, starting at 9 o'clock p.m. until about almost 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. They showed one horror film after the other, starting with Night of the Living Dead and ending with the original Little Shop of Horrors. And maybe we'll eventually do those other films that they had. But right now I just want to do the George Romero zombie trilogy, which is what this is, and because I'm going to go to the Cinephiles and on YouTube, and they don't want to do this series because they did 2 other updated versions of the zombie films, like Night of the Dead, and I forgot what the other one they did. I think the remake of Day of the Dead. So since they don't want to do it, I'm doing it in this video, and I've done it. And I hope you like this series with the original trilogy of George Romero's Dead trilogy. I do hope you like. I know you went pretty fast with these 3 films, so because my voice is going, that's why I went through it pretty fast. So I hope you like the video, comment on, and please subscribe to my page. And thank you for watching, and catch you next time, and hopefully I'll do more horror movies throughout the month of October. And catch you next time.